up, guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we're going to be looking at the NECA Street Fighter 4 C VIPER figure. My least favorite of the entire batch. This figure has a lot of problems. There are some good things about it, but some pretty bad things as well. Before we do anything else, let's look at the accessories. She has two sets of interchangeable hands. The fists, detail's okay on them. The sculpt is pretty good, paint's pretty good, so that's fine by me. They are just on a ball peg, as you can see the socket there. Just a ball peg, so articulation's limited. And then she has the open hands with individually sculpted fingers, which the sculpt is good. Paint, it's good enough. It's not great. This one's missing the lines, and this one's just kind of sloppy, so not the best. Let's look at the size of the figure. The other figures were just shy of 7 inches. She's 7.5. So she's taller than Guile, Ken, Ryu, and Akuma by a good deal. I don't think that's how it was in the game. I know she's not short, but that seems a bit too tall for me. I could be wrong though, it's been a while. You make that decision. The paint work on her is pretty good. The paint on her chest, it looks a little bit off just because it doesn't match the rest of her body. It's really orange. But otherwise, you can see there's really nice texture work in the clothing, paint and sculpt wise. The buttons are painted, the belt is painted. The head is actually done really well. The hair is really well painted. Her earrings, glasses are translucent plastic. The hair's bendable, so that's a nice detail. I'm glad that they added that. You can pose her better that way. And then again, the sculpt is really well done. Now let's look at the articulation. The head is on a ball peg like the others. It's got pretty good range of motion, not a ton, but more than enough to pose her. That's okay by me. The shoulders, no butterfly joint like the other figures. Even though the jacket is soft, it gets very rigid up here because the underneath mold, the mold from the chest, fills it out, so it's very rigid. Ball disc shoulders, similar to DC Universe classic style suited figures. So it's got the swivel and then the hinge there. A cut joint, which is horrible. It just falls apart pretty much for the bicep swivel. Without even barely tugging on it, you can see a gap. So they didn't do a great job with that. Double jointed elbows, which is good because they have a great range of motion. That's fine with me. You can see the buttons are sculpted on the sleeve, just the paint is lacking a little bit. And then for the wrists, that's all the range of motion you're going to get. So it's not bad, but it's not great. She has no ab crunch, just this diaphragm joint, which gives her a little bit of a range of motion, because there's another one underneath here also. So it's similar to the Play Arts figures to a degree, but it's still quite limited. You're not going to get a whole lot out of it other than a twist. So don't expect to get too much. The hips are very similar to the rest of the figures in that they're like DC Universe classics. You can see they swing forward and then they go out to the side. But the sculpt is just atrocious. I don't know why they did it like that. That just looks stupid. You guys, I'm sure, are going to have some colorful comments for that piece of articulation. That is just really, really poorly designed. Really bad. I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, aside from that, it's a decent looking figure, but there are some problems, like I said. I don't know, her legs seem like they might be a bit long, but maybe that's just because she's too tall. If she was shorter, I think she'd look better overall. Anyway, she's got the thigh swivel, cut joint, double jointed knees, and then the ankle is on a hinge, and that's all you're going to get out of the ankle, just the hinge. And that's it too. So she's an okay figure, I guess, but like I said, that hip articulation is just weird. The arm comes apart right here. And it's just, I don't know, the sculpt for the chest looks a little bit weird to me too. So it's not a horrible figure, but it's definitely my least favorite out of the bunch. So you guys make your decision on that. But now you know all there is to know. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for, what do we have left? Just Chun-Li, so stay tuned for Chun-Li. And in the meantime, keep collecting.